Hello, I'm Jem. For those of you who haven't met me, I am the face behind Last in Touch. I do most of my trading online, and whilst it would be really easy for me to just say to you, there's my website, go and have a look and choose what you want, I think that's really quite impersonal. So I've made a little video. I'm just going to run through with you a few of the bits and pieces that I do make and try and answer some of the questions that I get asked most regularly about my jewellery. Okay, so I make 4 different types of keepsake jewellery, which is one more piece than the vast majority of other keepsake artists make. So do watch to the end and I will show you the final piece of jewellery that I make. We'll start off a little bit, I think, with the fingerprint jewellery and just have a little chat with about that and what the options are, how it's done. So the fingerprint jewellery is made using a putty. The stuff I get comes from Japan, as you can see. It's all in Japanese. I've got no idea what it's called, but I do know that it's fantastic stuff and it captures really high quality detail in the prints. So maybe one of the reasons why the jewellery that I sell is maybe a little bit more expensive than some of the other companies is because I'm using that really good quality stuff, which is dearer than your typical moulding putty that some companies are using. Let's have a look. Here is a print. This is my son's print. Okay, so I don't know if you can particularly see because my webcam isn't the best quality. There we are. You can see that there's some quite nice detail in that print there. We have lost a little bit in the middle. That's possibly when he lifted his finger out of the putty. That's a small size charm, and as you can see that just about fits his print on. He's 8 years old, so we managed to get a print and an initial on that one, and it's the teardrop shaped charm, which is quite popular, but if you wanted to have a full name on, we could probably do a charm in a similar size, but maybe in a heart or a circle or something like that, so that we can fit the print and the name on. So what you want in terms of what you want to have on the charm is going to help you deciding with your options in terms of whether you want just a print or whether you want a print and a name. Maybe you just want a name, you don't want to have a print at all. That's absolutely fine. A message, something like that will help you. If you just want to get in touch with me and have a chat, I'll help you decide the right sort of shape and size and style to go for. Here's another one. Look, this is a rectangular one. This is also my son's print, funny enough, but I often get asked what sort of keepsakes and charms and things that I can make for men, and as I say, men aren't really into hearts and flowers, but the little rectangular ones, sometimes I've made them with the edges slightly rounded, more of a dog tag sort of shape. They go down quite well with the men. Something else I do for men is cufflinks here. Okay, so you can probably see those a little bit. And also there are the leather bracelets as well that we do for the gents. This one has got a magnetic clasp on it, which they're very strong magnetic clasps and they are good. This is a really nice quality bracelet actually. This is UK manufactured. But if you don't trust the magnetic clasps, as I know some people don't, I have also introduced an option for this one which has got a little clipper, as you can see there. It's got a little squeezy grip clasp on it, so that you don't have to trust the magnets. And what usually the most popular item to have put onto these is the circular beads. So I've got a little one here. This is slightly smaller than what would go onto a leather bracelet, obviously, because I will make them to measure depending on the size of and the style of the bracelet that you choose. I will make a bead or 2 beads, 3 beads, 4 beads, however many you want, to fit perfectly onto that bracelet so that it's exactly how it should be. These smaller size beads are very popular with the ladies who have got the Pandora and the Links of London style bracelets already, and they're looking for something to add on to that bracelet, so they're very popular. If you don't already have a bracelet, I can supply these generic charm bracelets in this really chunky snake chain style. Okay, so if you're on a budget and you can't afford a real Pandora or a real Links of London or whatever else it is, designer ones that you're looking for, then you might consider just having a generic charm bracelet there. But there is one more style that I have just introduced very recently, and unfortunately I don't have a sample to show you, but this one has got a blank on it, and that is the ID bracelet style. Okay, so there we are. That's got 2 leather strands on it, that one, and it loops around the ID bracelet. You can fit 2 prints on there quite comfortably. You could possibly get 3 on if they were made small enough, but you do need to bear in mind, obviously, that the more prints you put on, the smaller that they have to be, and then you can end up losing detail in your prints. So probably I would say that one works really well for 2 prints, 3 at a push. Okay, so that's that one. And that comes, well, all of the bracelets come in various different sizes and colours and things like that. So there's another one here that's like a purpley colour. The brown is the most popular for the gents. That's what I tend to keep in stock, but I can order different ones in, especially if you want them in different sizes or whatever. And the other bracelet style that I do is the Belcher bracelet, which again is popular. This one can have just charms just attached to each of the individual links. Okay, so this is the one that I generally supply. So as you can see, that's quite nice chunky Belcher bracelet there. And I've got another one. This is actually my own bracelet that I wear, and I've actually made this one myself. So I've purchased the chain separately, and I've added on the clasp onto that myself. And the reason for that is that I have really skinny wrists, and the standard size, which I think it's either 7 or 7.5 inches, I'm not sure, that would just slip straight off my hand. So I've made myself a nice petite one, and that's got my son's handprint on it there. So if you have got any special requirements, if you need it making bigger than usual or smaller than usual, you know, don't necessarily have to be tied down to the standard sizes. There are usually things that I can do. For the necklace chains, the most popular one is this one, which is the snake chain. Okay, there's the snake chain. That's the most popular one. The other one that I do also do, so this one's more of a budget chain. That's the curb chain. Can you see that close enough? Okay, so that one's made up of like individual links. So that gives you an idea. Something I get asked quite regularly is about items for having multiple prints on, and the answer to that generally is that for fingerprints it can be quite difficult. It's not impossible, but because the prints go onto the charms exactly as they are, so they're all actual size and exactly as if that person had pushed their finger onto the silver, if they're too big or they're funny, you know, the shape doesn't quite work, it can be quite tricky. With hand and footprints it's a lot easier because I can make the hand or the footprint shrunk down as much as I need to in order to get it to fit onto the charm. So to give you an example, this is one of my larger size charms. This has got a handprint, a footprint and a name on it. Okay, and they're still a reasonable size and there's still a little bit of space on there, so there's room. If you wanted to take the name off and put one extra print on, for example, if you've got 3 children you wanted to do that, you could. There's another one here. This one's got 4 prints on it, and as you can see we've left the names off of that one because it really would have just been too tight to squeeze the names on. So there's lots of options if you've got more than one child or several children, and you're worrying about the cost of having lots of individual charms, then we can work something out. Something else that I sometimes do, I'll just show you this one. This is so cute. Alright, this is the tiny charm. So it really is tiny. It's like the size of my index finger. Then do bear in mind that I have small hands, so there's the tiny charm. I'm really not showing that very well, am I? There it is. That's the tiny charm. So that one is maybe around about the size of a 5p piece, and that one works out really nicely to put onto a bracelet. So you could have several of those charms put onto a bracelet like this all the way around, and it would look really beautiful. Okay, so we will move on to the third type of keepsake charms that I make, and they are for things like artwork and writing and things like that. So where's it gone? There we go. Let me just show you this one. This is the larger size charm. Larger sizes do generally work better with the artwork jewellery. Okay, this is a flower drawing that my picture that my daughter drew for me. She wanted to draw a flower for me to put onto a flower. So that's what we've done there. For artwork jewellery, it does need to be a really quite basic line drawing. Anything with too much detail in is not going to work particularly well on the charm. So nice, bold, the type of drawings that, you know, toddlers start doing quite early on make absolutely beautiful keepsakes, because they tend to be quite basic and quite simple. So we can do that. Something else that I can do is putting handwriting into a charm. So here's an example here, is that my son has had an amazing year at school this year. He's had a really good teacher, and we wanted to do something very special for her. So what he did was he wrote her a little message. See there? He did make a little mistake at the top, but that's not a problem. We've got rid of that. It says, Mrs. Walsh, Best Teacher 2014 from James. And he wrote that. And if you've been following my Facebook page for a little while, you probably saw the original keyring that we made for James's teacher, which was absolutely beautiful. I was so pleased with it that I have decided to make a replica to keep as a sample, so that I can show people, you know, the possibilities. Okay, so here is the replica. It's not quite finished yet. I haven't put the black into it yet, so the text is maybe not as clear as it could be. Can you see? I'll put it up close. Sorry, my webcam isn't as good as it could be. But when that's got the blackening in there, the text will be really quite good, and obviously it will have a very good polish and get that lovely shiny finish. But just to see how small, how much you can shrink the text and still be able to read it, is quite good, really. I've had inquiries from people who have maybe had a card or a letter from somebody who they've lost touch with, and they wanted to just have a signature or part of the message put into a charm, and that's a really nice idea, and obviously it's done just the same way. So I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer. I'm going to show you the fourth piece of keepsake jewellery that I make, and as I say, there aren't very many keepsake artists who have mastered this yet, so there aren't many places where you'll find it available, and that is the outprint jewellery. Okay, so let me just show you. It's not to everybody's taste, but let me just show you one that I've got here. This is my daughter's thumbprint, and as you can see, the print on this one actually jumps right out from the charm as I turn it. You can see. Now, because the print on this one comes out of the charm rather than being indented into the charm, which is how most people do it, this charm it's got a really lovely, heavy, luxury feel to it. Actually, I weighed it earlier, and I think it weighs about 5.5 grams, this tiny charm. So it does really feel like a really good quality piece of jewellery. It would make a fantastic gift. And what I really like about these is that you can do these from any age, so even from birth. Tiny little babies have got, you know, usually quite nice little cute fingernails that you might want to capture. You're not going to get very good fingerprints from them, but you will get a really good nail detail piece if that's what you wanted to have done. So let me just show you that again close up, if you can see. You see all the lines there on the back of my daughter's thumbprint, and it really is just okay. That's from that side. From that side. That's a very cool piece. A very cool piece of jewellery, and as I say, you won't find very many other artists doing those, so if that is something that you like the look of, then get in touch and have a chat with me, or anything really that I've shown you, or anything that I've not shown you. If you've got an idea for something that you haven't seen on my website, maybe you've seen it somewhere else, maybe you've never seen it before, just get in touch and have a chat with me, because everything is completely handmade. So within the limits of the law, I can do pretty much whatever you want. At the moment, I don't have a hallmarking maker's mark, and so I am limited to making individual pieces which fall below 7.78 grams. That's the law. Anything above that has to be hallmarked. But hallmarking is something that I am looking into, and hopefully in the not too distant future I'll be able to do larger pieces, and they will just simply have to be sent off for hallmarking. That's all. So there's lots of ideas and things in the pipeline, but yeah, do get in touch with me, send me your ideas, we'll have a chat, work out what's going to be best for you, and make you an absolutely fantastic piece of keepsake jewellery that you're going to treasure forever, and that you've had a part yourself in designing as well, which is really nice, that you've not just picked it off a website and said, yeah, I want that one. Okay, so do get in touch, and hopefully I will speak to you really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.